In the towing industry, it is easy to attract spammy or low quality phone calls with Google Ads if you are not careful. Without realizing it, you might be targeting the wrong keywords or showing up for searches that do not match your services. In this video, I'll show you how to improve the quality of your traffic and turn that traffic into high quality phone calls so you can get those phone calls consistently over a long term. So let's get started. So guys, if you're a towing business and you're getting low quality phone calls from Google Ads, in this video I'm going to share with you some of the strategies that you can use to increase the quality of those phone calls you can get from Google Ads. There might be some common mistakes and repetitive patterns that are bringing those low quality phone calls. This is one of our client accounts, and this is a local service business, and their goal is similar to towing businesses, to generate as many phone calls as possible. And these are the last 90 days data to give you more information about the quality of the phone calls I'm going to show you. So as you can see, these are some metrics, and we have received 391 phone calls, and these can be phone calls happening from the website, or I would say most of the phone calls can come directly from the ads. And these are the number of conversions, and this conversion number, why it is 422.67, because of attribution model. Some of the clicks might receive 0.67 conversion attribution, and some of the clicks in the past might have received, let's say, the remaining 0.33, or in the future it might receive the remaining 0.33. But the point is, we have received 422 conversions, and some of these conversions can include phone calls directly from the ads, phone calls coming from the website, or very small percentage of the conversions can be form submissions, which is not our main goal. And you can see the conversion rate, which is around 23%. And now let's analyze the quality of those phone calls we're getting. If you're gonna see the call details report, and as you can see, this is the exact date we were seeing. And as you can see, these are the number of phone calls we received. This is 368 phone calls in the last 90 days. A quick reminder, do you want me to review your Google Ads account for free? Then you can click the link in the description below and request your custom audit. This isn't a generic audit you can get elsewhere. I'll create it in a video format, about 3 to 5 minutes long, where I quickly go over your Google Ads campaigns. This way, it won't take much of my time, and at the same time, it can be valuable to you. I'll focus on highlighting the most important points or changes you need to make in your Google Ads account. You can either work with me if you want, or you can apply the changes on your own without any obligation. So if you're interested, you can apply for a free audit. So we can see the time of the phone call, we can see the duration, we can see the caller country code, area code, phone number. You can see the recording status, whether they were received or missed call. You can see the call source, whether they are coming from ads or website. You can see the call type, campaign, ad group, search keywords, and there are even match types. I've added some of the columns myself just to get as much detail as possible. And we can see the quality of those phone calls. Based on my criteria, if the phone call length is more than 60 seconds, I would consider that as a higher quality phone call. Because let's say if they were looking for other companies, or if they were looking for other irrelevant services, they would call to your business, and after knowing your business offers different types of services, or your company name is different than what they're looking for, they can immediately hang up. They don't have to speak for a long time just to know you're not right type of company they're looking for. So that's why more than 60-second criteria can work better to analyze higher quality phone calls. And we're gonna filter that based on that criteria. And as you can see, if the duration of the phone calls are more than 60 seconds, and we can see how many phone calls we have received that can meet this criteria. And we're gonna apply, and it's 368. As you can see, out of them, 251 are phone calls more than 60 seconds. So if you're gonna scroll down, as you can see, most of the phone calls are, let's say, more than 1 minute, and this came more than 3 minutes, more than 1 minute, more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you can see some of them are coming from website. So these are the phone calls we've received. And again, we're saying more than 60 seconds, but if they are still less than 60 seconds, with some of them, you can do follow-up, or there could be some reason for shorter call length. But overall, we can say we have received at least 251 higher quality phone calls. So how can we improve the quality of the phone calls we can get? So the first way would be, you should analyze the quality of the phone calls or clicks you're getting. So You can listen to the call recordings. As you can see, some of them more than, let's say, 1 month and the recording expired, but for some of them you can listen to call recordings and you can have an idea whether they are high quality, why they're not qualified, or what people are asking when calling to you. You can know the quality of the phone calls by listening to the call recordings. That can be one way. Or another way would be you can go to the search terms report and identify the quality of the search terms you're getting, and after that you're receiving those conversions. So you can go to the search terms report and we can scroll down and scroll to the right. As you can see, some of the keywords are costing a lot higher, some of them are costing a lot less, and you can see the search term itself and which exact search term led to that specific click. For example, you can see those search terms and analyze the quality of the search term. You can see whether they are coming from exact match or broad match or phrase match, and you can find the root cause of the problem. So for that, you can either use search terms report or you can listen to the call recordings and find repetitive patterns that are driving lower quality phone calls or conversions again and again. So search terms report or listening to call recordings can be one of the most powerful ways you can use while analyzing the quality of the phone calls you're getting. And the next cause would be you might be using broad match types or you might be using phrase match types, which are bringing lower quality traffic. So if you are using broad match types, I would suggest you to pause all the broad match types. And if you're using phrase match types, analyze the phrase match types. Again, come to search terms report. If the phrase match types are bringing conversions, but the quality of those search terms are low quality, such as those search terms include AAA towing, for example, your competitor name. And if those search terms include lots of brand terms, there is a chance that those phrase matches are not working. You should analyze those kind of phrase matches, and if they're bringing lots of other brand names and you're getting lots of clicks from them, it would be a good idea to only focus on exact match terms rather than using phrase match terms. After getting some data, you can get some impressions and clicks, and based on those data, you can analyze your own search terms report. Overall, phrase matches and exact matches can be relevant, but in your specific case, phrase matches might be bringing lots of irrelevant terms and might be costing you a lot more, and in that case, you can consider pausing phrase matches. And the next thing, you should write clear ad copies that can filter users before they click on your ad. So let me show you an example. So this is our example ad, and if you're gonna click on that, so this is our example ad, and as you can see, these are the headlines. And if you're gonna scroll down, you can pin some of the headlines if you want. So if you are receiving lots of irrelevant phone calls, you can pin some of the headlines if you want. So you can pin your service type. You can say 24/7 towing service or towing in a city. For example, I'm using location insertion here, but you don't have to. You can say towing in your location name or local towing services or whatever you can write. You can pin them here so that whoever sees your ad can see your desired keyword as the first headline. Or you can pin your call to actions as second. For example, you can see from here, contact now or call us now, or some people say we will be there within 15 minutes or 25 minutes. But you should be careful when using those terms, because if you cannot do that, you may get a bad review, and that would be bad over a long term. But with your headlines, that is one of the best ways to filter out irrelevant traffic and irrelevant searches before somebody clicks on your ad. So you can use either pinning or without pinning. You can use different combination of your headlines so that with your headlines and descriptions, you can clearly communicate with the users you are a towing service company and you offer this and this services. And if they want to use that service, they need to contact your business. You can clearly communicate that with your headlines and description. So especially headlines can be one of the best ways to filter out irrelevant traffic. And the next thing would be you should use very few but very high quality keywords. So let me show you an example. For example, our target keyword is going to be towing. And we have 401 keyword ideas available. And some accounts might choose very short keywords. For example, towing, tow truck, car towing, for example, recovery truck. These could be some of the keywords which can attract medium or lower quality traffic. Why? Because they can attract people who are looking for that service. At the same time, they can be informational and they can be used by people who are looking for information. They may not necessarily be your potential customers. So to have the highest chances possible, you should only target the very high intent keywords that can be searched by your customers. So those kind of keywords would be, for example, tow truck near me, towing company near me, tow service near me, tow truck service near me, car towing near me. And you can add these kind of keywords because those keywords are very specific and they can be used by people who are looking for those services at that specific time. So if you can only focus on those kind of keywords, you can increase your chances of getting higher quality traffic rather than getting random traffic, which can be some of them higher quality, some of them lower quality. And to increase your chances, you should only target these kind of keywords. And the next thing is you should stop irrelevant or repetitive services. How can you stop them? Again, you can go to the search terms report and identify the quality of the search terms which are not bringing conversions. Or even if they're bringing phone calls, people might be searching for irrelevant terms. For example, the services you might not offer or your competitor names. For example, they might be looking for AAA towing or some other competitor names, but they're clicking on your ad and they're even calling with your ad, but they're looking for other company names. So you can find those kind of terms by going to the search terms report, going to the campaigns and the insights and reports. You can go to the search terms report and analyze those kind of irrelevant terms that are wasting your budget and even generating phone calls, which can be obviously low quality phone calls. You can identify those kind of keywords and add them as negative keywords. And the next thing in our list, you should not apply Google's recommendations. So for example, Google's can give you recommendations in many ways, from account creation to how to set up those campaigns, which keywords to target, which keywords to remove. Google can give you lots of recommendations in many ways. I would suggest you to apply your own strategy rather than applying Google's recommendations. So this can be, you can go to the recommendation section. After that, you can see this auto apply sign. If you cannot see that, you can click one of those. And after that, you can click on auto apply. And all of the recommendations should be turned off. So you can open those and all of those recommendations should be turned off. Because otherwise, Google Ads may add broad match keywords without you knowing. It can use display expansion. It can choose your bid strategy, for example. These are some of the recommendations. There can be other recommendations. As I told, when creating your campaigns, it can immediately start your campaigns as smart campaigns, which can attract lower quality traffic and lower quality phone calls. And there can be many ways that can promote performance max, that can tell you to add broad match keywords, or that can tell you to spend your budget more regardless of the results you might be getting in the future. So the point is, you should not apply Google's recommendations at all. If possible, you should only apply your own strategy that is very targeted, even if the traffic is limited, but those limited traffic should be bringing very high quality traffic. And these are some of the ways you can increase the quality of the clicks you are getting, and those high quality clicks can turn into high quality phone calls. And if you apply these strategies correctly, you can get high quality phone calls consistently with Google Ads. So guys, if you want to generate phone calls for your towing business with Google Ads and you want my help to manage your Google Ads accounts, you can apply to work with me and we can see if we can work together. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching this video and see you guys in my other videos.